come to Just Wanna Fly. Tonight we will have Travis Dockter from Linton, North Dakota. He has a crazy fun fire truck that will not save your vehicle on fire, but melts into a pebble of sand. Travis flies a bonanza detail and came out of retirement with son. The race legend, race cars. He is a family man, welder, machinist, firefighter, and paramedic, and pilot and jet truck driver of the Raging Inferno Fire Truck. Instead of cars running better, why'd you got a jet fire truck? Sort of come to such lies a bonanza detail.
Yeah, I must have left it in my truck there. Here, let's take the time out.
No. Get out. Hey, Ron! Ron, the squirrel's in the plane. The squirrel is taken off in the plane.
Happy Wednesday, we're back.
I got confused. I thought we were supposed to be on last week, and I was getting ready, and I thought, uh-oh. Randy said, you don't have a show this week. I said, oh, gosh.
So I got to listen to Wendy, and I got to put a schedule up.
Well, that's what I did. That night I sat down and I said, show, no show, show, no show.
Oh, Deweese. So Deweese and Randy are apparently working their way up here Friday.
Yes, slowly but surely.
All right. We'll get here Sunday before the antique car show so we can all go in the old car.
Yeah. Working on it.
As soon as Eric gets back. So, anything new down by you, Mississippi?
No, it's just hot. It's so hot and humid. It's pathetic. How about you? I hope it's cool up there, but not
well,
too.
We had tornadoes last night, and one touched down in the county that just south of us where I'm from, and not in my community though. So it was a little ways away, and doesn't sound like anybody was injured, but just a lot of structural damage.
But watch. When I get up there, it's going to snow.
Probably. So it's been a couple days in the 80s or close to 80, and now it's back down like 68, like low, like 70s. So comfortable.
Yeah.
So and it was raining, and now the sunshine is out. Yeah. So I hope everybody else is doing well. And I saw Scuba. I saw that you had a fly-in last weekend. I was watching one of your videos, or if I was watching live, I think, where you were walking around and you walked up to the tent.
Oh, Munchkin.
And yeah. Munchkin. Sorry, Munchkin. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I was
Um,
watching it too. Yeah.
he was watching the video, I think. So anyway, I just want to say real quick hi to everybody. Randy and Scoop is laughing at me now. Sorry. Bill H is in here. Paramom, of course. Kramer, first one in here. So looks like everybody else is logged in. One Wheel Grandma, hey Susan. And looks like everybody else might be logged in, watching through the TV or just not here yet.
Yep.
That's fine.
They'll start showing up.
So anyway, so we got a really cool guy that's from North Dakota, and he has a bunch of cool stories, and I thought you guys would like that. And I don't know where I saw some of his stuff, but he's got a really cool story with his fire truck, and I kind of thought it was kind of cool that night that everybody enjoyed the bee girl, and I thought I really like this, where everybody's got different hobbies, so let's share them. So here we go. Let's meet Travis. Hey, Travis.
Hi,
How's
Travis.
it going?
Look at you.
How's it going?
It's going.
Currently at an undisclosed location in Bismarck. Wearing a mask because I'm in the Witless Protection Program.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
All right.
All right. So, what do you do for a living?
So right now I'm currently working for the North Dakota Department of Health emergency response.
Okay.
Got started in the middle of COVID.
Okay.
I'm pretty crazy there for a while.
And what does that mean? Department of Health.
So how would I describe it? I was a paramedic for them.
Okay.
So we would be moving test kits in the beginning, vaccines, mobile trailers, anything that the state, any needs in the state, we pretty much take care of it.
Mm.
And that's based out of Bismarck.
Okay.
So you covered the whole state?
Yeah, I put a lot of miles on in the last 4 years.
Wow, I bet.
A lot of late nights. I was always the night guy.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'd be running around till 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you had an early call today, right?
Yeah, there was just an emergency delivery, so I got up to Bismarck early and got released. Made it back in time to come visit with y'all.
Got out of your straitjacket?
Yeah, it was actually something that went to the North Dakota State Hospital.
Okay.
I always joke around, you got me, you're going to let me leave?
Do they say they're going to keep you someday?
Yeah, I think someday they're probably going to keep me.
Probably. All right. So, what can you tell us about what else you do? What other hobbies do you have?
Hobbies?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The flying, I suppose, racing.
Okay, let's start with flying. What do you fly?
So I fly a 1952 C-35 Bonanza.
Okay.
And that was sitting on the ramp at the Linton Airport. They got into a really bad race car accident in Jamestown, North Dakota. And my good friend said, maybe you should get into something that you're not going to wreck every day. And kind of pointed to that airplane, and I was missing some cylinders off the engine and the renovators were off. It hadn't flown in years, but we put about a year's worth of work into it. The rest is history.
Nice.
Did a lot of welding and machining and mechanics when I was younger. That's still what I like to do the best.
Yeah.
Work with my hands. Sometimes I just get harebrained ideas out of the blue and I follow through with them.
So where all have you flown the Bonanza?
So, yeah, mostly around North Dakota. We did fly down to, I think it was Lawrence, Kansas, to a NASCAR race. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They filled up the airplane when we got there with gas and said, "Who's your favorite driver?" And he said, "Dale Jr. now," because Senior ended up dying.
Yep.
And Dale Jr. flew in probably 4 minutes after I did.
Hmm.
So that's kind of neat.
Did you get to see him or meet him?
So I knew what it was like racing the mods back in the day. Everybody wanted to talk to you. So I figured if he wanted to talk to me, he'd walk up to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not. But some other people called him over.
Oh.
And I just figured if he wanted to talk to me, he would have.
Yeah.
Be respectful.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
They're people too.
Yep. They get enough of that.
All right. All right. And what else did you say you do? Legends.
The legend cars now. Yeah, my son all of a sudden wanted to get into a legend car.
Yeah.
So he kind of started dealing on one for a few weeks or a month, and he's finally going to pull the trigger. And the fellow that owns the business we bought it from is a good friend of mine from my racing days years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So my son bought the legend car, shook his hand, and he led me into the other side of the building, and there was a little black and white legend car, and I knew exactly what he was doing.
Is that the little cars?
Yeah, it's like a mid-30s body style with motorcycle motors in them.
Okay.
I'm a little bit more used to the big horsepower, but it's going to be a lot of fun racing with my son.
Yeah.
Definitely. So have you done any races yet so far?
So we did some testing tunes together where we got the race together. And that was pretty fun because I blew past him the first two starts like he was backing up. So, of course, you know, the nice dad I am, I'm laughing in the car. And the third test session, he took off when I didn't. I couldn't catch him. So our first race was a few weeks ago, and he had one lap to go, got spun out and got tagged and bent it up. But, you know, it keeps raining here every Friday, I swear.
Oh, is that when the race nights are?
It's supposed to. There's about an 80% chance of rain this Friday with a high in the 40s, I think.
Oh, geez.
So probably a scratch.
I'm trying to go through your page. Go ahead, Deweese.
I was going to ask him, what's the fire truck all about?
The Raging Inferno?
Yeah.
So that's actually a fire truck because I shoot fire out of it. I believe all the other ones are water trucks. But so that fire truck has J34 Westinghouse out of a Navy Banshee from years ago. And it was not an afterburning engine, so that's extra. That was put on when my friend Casey Jones built it. So we just go around to different events, different shows. Used to go all around the country before COVID. And whatever they put behind it, I would make it turn into molten metal and disappear.
Yeah, you actually were in Marshfield, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from us.
Yeah, I had a really good show in Marshfield. They put probably a 1996 Ford pickup behind me, and I completely melted that thing. That was a friend of mine there that
Really?
clip just went over, Eddie Braun.
Yeah.
He redid the Snake River Canyon jump. Evil Knievel didn't make it.
Yeah.
And Eddie Braun did. And we were invited out there to Twin Falls, Idaho, and watched it live.
Let's watch this once.
2, 1.
Come on. Where's he at? Not now. There he is.
So that was a pretty wild day. There's actually Disney made a movie about that.
Really?
Stuntman, The Face You Never See. And Eddie had found an alternate ending in case it didn't go well because the risk was very high.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here's the Raging Inferno.
So that one is in Sterling, Colorado.
This one?
Yep. That was another good show. That grandstand was covered. It kind of had an awning on it. And
meltdown.
Yeah.
The afterburner hits pretty hard. So they could feel the grandstands rocking back and forth. Actually, the guy sitting beside me was Sam Cartwright, and he ended up getting killed in a plane crash a few years ago.
Oh.
Fire department, get the hose out. All right. Raging Inferno.
Go back.
Fire department, get the hose out. All right, we're ready to go. You hear that turbine? Get those cameras ready, fans. You want thunder? We're gonna shake the ground. Raging Inferno. We're here right now. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Goofy, right? Yeah, once you finally get it hot enough, the car starts to melt.
Say that again?
Once you finally get it hot enough, the car starts to melt and it'll be just sparkling everywhere. The crowd loves it.
So while you're doing this in the truck, is it jumping forward on you?
So it rocks back and forth pretty good.
Yeah.
I've actually had it slide probably a couple of feet on dirt, but I don't really know how to describe the concussion when you hit the afterburner.
Yeah.
The whole truck shakes and it's just weird. Maybe like a big hit of thunder. You know, the glass moves and the cab moves. But it's actually pretty quiet inside. We could talk.
Jeez.
We could talk back and forth if you were sitting beside me.
Wow.
That's pretty cute. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just one of those crazy harebrained ideas I got.
John Wayne says that's what's causing global warming.
He's probably not wrong because we use about 40 gallons of diesel fuel in 2.5 minutes.
Shane Planet Shane says little boy was not amused at putting it out.
Yeah, well, I hate to shut it down too, but you run out of fuel pretty quick.
That's pretty entertaining. I like that.
So I first saw that fire truck up here in Mandan, North Dakota at a monster truck show.
Mm-hmm.
And my son was beside me. And when Rick Terzio, the guy that had it before me, lit the burner. My son started crawling over people on the bleachers trying to get away from it. So I had heard the next year that it was going to be in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
So we went back down to watch that show again. And when the afterburner was lit, I whipped out my cell phone, took a picture, and sent it to my fire chief. And he sent 2 words back: buy it. So we laughed and joked, and I got home that night and typed it in the internet, and by gosh, it's for sale.
Wow.
So that's how I got it. The fire chief said buy it, and I got it.
So does it sit at your fire station?
Nope, it's inside its semi-trailer. I have a 48-foot enclosed van trailer that it sits in. And yeah, looking forward to doing that again someday.
Deweese's husband says he needs that for road rage. Yeah,
That would take care of it.
need that. Bring that up here to our fly-in last weekend in June, Travis.
I did a fly-in in Bowman, North Dakota, and it was definitely a pretty good hit at the fly-in.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Just keep the paramedic wings away from it.
Yeah, the wings probably wouldn't like that so much.
No. So, what else? Boy, we were talking last night.
What would you like to know?
Deweese?
What else do you do?
Yeah.
I know you do lots more.
Lots of shenanigans. I play with fire a lot.
We noticed.
I always get these weird ideas. I know one of them came, I took my daughter to see her guy friend in Castleton, North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to check out of the motel at noon, and I figured it would be nice if they could spend time together. So I'm walking through the old Dollar General, and I get to the seasonal aisle, and I looked over and I saw a miniature tiki torch. Right beside it was tiki torch oil, and right beside that was a portable garden sprayer that you pump. And I instantly knew that that was a sign. So later that night, I was out on the street spraying gas out of my garden sprayer onto the tiki torch, and I had a flamethrower in my hand. That got me banned on TikTok for a month.
Oh boy. This is his Facebook picture of what he looked like when he was a baby.
Yep. I mean, right to a T, that's me.
Your poor parents.
So there's only one of me. I don't have any brothers and sisters, and I'm not sure if they stopped at perfection or said there's no way we're doing this again.
Right.
I think it's probably the latter.
There was a video of you with a flamethrower. What was that?
So that one actually, I got bored one day and come up with a few ideas, and my son and I built that one Sunday in the welding shop. So yeah, just now we have a big backpack flamethrower. So fast forward about 6 months or a year after that video, I was sitting in the local bar, and the bartender said, my husband's going to burn the old house down on the farm tomorrow morning. And you can about imagine how my gears took off. So by the next morning, her husband had called me, and by about 10 in the morning, I was standing in front of his old house with my flamethrower.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Burned his house down.
I'm trying to find that picture, but I can't seem to find it now.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Never thought I'd burn a house down.
Yeah.
So is your son into flying at all?
So
Or
he flies with me a little bit. My son does.
Mhm.
Daughter absolutely hates it.
Oh, really?
She might have got a little sick though. The last time we flew, it was hot and bumpy, and the V-tail has a little wiggle to it. So I think it kind of made her sick, and she's just, that's not for her.
What can you tell us about your V-tail? What's the history on that plane, type of plane?
So it's a 1952 Beach Bonanza,
Mm-hmm.
Built in Wissota, of course. It traveled around a lot and then ended up in North Dakota for the, probably last 30 years. Like I said, after I got into a pretty bad race car wreck, my good friend Mike said, "Hey, you should buy that," because we flew together for a lot of years. So bought it, and he helped me. He was A&P IA. So we pretty much put it all back together, and been flying it ever since. I took an 11-year break when my kids were little, though,
Mm-hmm.
from flying. And when my friend got killed, I got back into flying again just for one reason, and that was to fulfill a promise to him. We went to another friend's funeral who got killed in a spray plane. And he said, "God, if either one of us gets wiped out, hopefully the other one flies over once in a while." So that was it. I got back into flying just to fly over his grave once.
Wow. I don't want to go through all of these, but I found your reels, and I'm gonna see if I can play a couple.
Boy. Let's see what you come up with. Whoops. That was on a whim too.
Did you catch him on fire?
Nope. No,
No?
I actually
Never?
have some friends that are professional fire breathers that gave me a few pointers on the internet. But when it really comes down to it, you have to pour the lamp oil in your mouth,
Ugh.
and spray it out, and hope your face doesn't light on fire.
Yeah.
That was a fun night.
Wow.
That would scare me.
I don't think I could do it now. I think I'd burn the hair off my face.
Okay, there was one more in here that I don't know if this was it. No.
That one's flying over the Missouri River just east of Linton.
Okay.
Pretty scenic area out there. I love the old panel. My Bonanza still has a lot of the older instruments.
Yep.
And it feels an awful lot like you're flying in the 50s. It's pretty cool.
There was. So who else had one of these type of planes?
So this is the type of airplane that killed Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Bopper.
Oh.
So the V-tail is famous for that.
Okay.
They took off out of Mason City, Iowa, en route to Fargo, North Dakota, but weather wasn't as good back then. They took off into gusty winds and a snowstorm and just made it a few miles north.
So what's the difference with the V-tail? I mean,
so the V-tail's just a little bit faster than a straight tail Bonanza, but they do wiggle, So you get into some turbulence and you start really getting the wiggle going. And you can kind of put your foot on the right rudder a little bit and it'll straighten it out, but they fly really nice. I've flown first time back in an airplane when I was getting my check right again after 11 years. I flew a 150, and it had probably been 20 years since I flew a little Cessna 150, and it was like, wow, this is kind of different. To climb up and do your maneuvers took forever, and it wasn't as responsive. So yeah, I really like the Bonanza.
So Brian Franz is asking, steam gauges still or fancy electronics?
Fancy electronics is my cell phone hooked up to a navigation app. I like the old gauges.
And Shane is asking, lamp oil? We use Everclear.
So I've heard of people using Everclear, but I think it's a little more dangerous. It's easier to ignite, from what I heard from my professional friends. One of my good friends is Dr. Danger. He's been on America's Got Talent multiple times.
Really?
A lot of fire, a lot of crashing. Just goofy people, right? Having fun and making other people either shake their head or smile, or I'm not sure.
Jeez.
You did some illegal flying too, didn't you? With
Well,
Way to bust them out, Deweese.
let's see. What am I going to incriminate myself on?
Prove it. Can't
What would
prove
you-
anything.
What would you like to know?
with a powered paramotor, powered parachute.
Powered parachute. Yes, I went to a fly-in in an undisclosed location, and like I said, I had flown powered paragliders, but never a powered parachute. So the first time I tried to fly it, I actually had a line tied around the risers, and it was absolutely ugly. I took off, got about 10 feet off the ground, realized I was in a lot of trouble. Landed, almost hit a runway marker, tried it again, almost rolled the cart. I think I logged 3 landings in that takeoff. But then I found some people who knew what they were doing, and yeah, we laid the wing out, and I throttled on it, and off I went. And then I realized that if it's N-numbered in a 2-seater, you need a license. So I have opted not to do that since.
Yeah.
We're just asking people to give you a thumbs up on your show here. So, yeah, you didn't want to do the show. You haven't done that.
So I have dodged every interview, but 2 now for the last 30 years.
How did I convince you?
I'm not really sure. Maybe I was having an off day. Yeah, I don't know why people have tried to interview me for years. I just wouldn't do it. I usually do things just to have fun and post them online to make people smile.
So Brian wants to know, have you taken cool trips places with the VTAL?
So I haven't gone a lot of places. Probably one of the cooler flights, I flew to Billings, Montana. And you kind of get in the foothills of the mountains. And then when you take off, we took off to the south out of Billings. It's on the rim. So you take off and you're a few feet or a few hundred feet off the ground, and then the ground just drops. And it was kind of a bizarre feeling. But I mean, if you're going to go really far, I'll either drive or jump on the airline, because weather all the time, weather will get you.
Did you guys hear about the big commercial airliner that had a fatality because of air turbulence? Yeah.
So I flew probably a year or 2 ago. I got on the beach and took off about 10 a.m. one morning. There was no wind. It was crystal clear, beautiful. And I got about 400 feet up, and I hit turbulence so bad my headset flew off. I actually thought the tail came off, and I got it back down on the ground. So, I mean, it comes from out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would be praying on that. I don't like the turbulence.
And, being under the wings is a little different too, like the, what do you call them, the gliders or the chutes?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're more like a fulcrum. When you throttle on it, you're pointed nose up and they kind of wiggle around. It's just a different feeling, but super cool. My first landing in a powered paraglider, I landed gear up. I flared a little bit too much and my feet went up in the air and I landed on my butt and slid a few feet.
Oh,
Have you ever thought about trying powered parachute, powered paragliding?
Powered paragliding again?
Yeah.
or paramotor? Paramotor, are you saying?
Yeah, I thought about it again. And
Yeah.
years ago, we built from scratch 2 backpack machines, and they had MZ34 motors on them. They had a lot of power, but the only problem is they weighed about 80 pounds. So now my knees are getting a little beat up. So that's why I was going to do the trike thing, the powered parachute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, someday I'll get a license and fly my 6-shooter again.
Oh, so you still have it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
I just, I don't want to do things the wrong way.
All right.
I like to do things the right way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else were you going to ask him? Before the show, and we said wait till the show.
I think that was about the fire truck.
Oh, the fire truck. Okay.
Yeah, that thing's a hoot. Super loud.
Yeah.
I
That's pretty cool.
brought it out of retirement here for a show 2 years ago in Mandan, North Dakota. And I have some friends that live in Lincoln. It's probably 10, 12 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
My friend was sitting out on his porch and he heard me banging away 12 miles away.
So it was COVID that you had to stop using it?
So what happened to me is there was a couple times it just randomly didn't light. So I did that show in Marshfield where you showed the video. And my next show was the North Dakota State Fair. Imagine that. The grandstands are completely packed. And I go out and this thing will not start. It will not light. Nothing happened.
Oh.
So when I got off the starter and started to drive away, I had to roll the window up because the crowd was booing so loud. That's a weird feeling.
Yeah.
So the next morning I reprimed it up and fired right off. So how do you find your problem? Ended up at a show in Elko, Minnesota. And I did some parade laps. They wanted me to light the jet and just drive around the racetrack and make lots of smoke and fire. And that went just great. And we brought it back in the pit area and put the chargers on the battery, filled it with diesel fuel. And I went out to do the car burn and the same thing. The thing just won't light. So my batteries are down. I let off the starter. The turbine starts winding down. And I hear this god-awful rumble that I'd never heard before. And my temperature gauge came up. So it lit. So I got back on the starter and pulled it back through to the start. And I'm idling at 40%. Everything's looking good. I turned around behind me to look, and I had fire everywhere.
Oh,
So I
wow.
was on fire. And I thought, I have 2 options. Either I can shut it down, not do the show, and I have 40 gallons of fuel in the tank, or I can burn this car while I'm on fire and run it out of fuel. So I chose the second one. And it ended up being the fuel controller had a hole in a diaphragm. So once we found somebody to repair the fuel controller, it lights off every time. There's a video somewhere on YouTube of that where I was doing the show on fire. You can see the flames back under the wheels and they're coming out the top.
That's scary.
I found that other video. I was looking for where you got interviewed, so let's play that one. Oh, I gotta go back. I gotta find you guys.
Yeah, I'll pretty much try anything twice if I can.
All right, here we go.
I'm Jay Thomas. Welcome back to Rides. Now, on Rides, every once in a while, we like to show you something that's just unique, it's crazy, it's different. I want to introduce you to, ready? Raging Inferno. That's right, a fire truck with a flipping jet engine in it. And the crazy guy that plays with this, Travis Dockter. Travis?
Nice
brother,
to meet you.
welcome to Rides.
I'm Travis Dockter, and I'm the owner of the one and only Raging Inferno.
Thanks for having us out here. This thing is so wicked, we have to be at the airport in Linton, North Dakota.
Yeah, we don't want to light it in town again.
Oh, again?
Again.
What happened when you lit it in town one time?
Window shaking, thought I was going to jail.
No,
we got through it.
Okay, tell me about the truck. What year is this fire truck? Just walk me through this thing, man.
81 American LaFrance. Got a 496 big block Chevy in it now. Everything else has been taken out, and it's got a Westinghouse J34. Used to be in a Navy Banshee.
So why did you buy this? Just to have fun, like you said? Because I did, but
I just couldn't help it. Yeah, I started building motors when I was 12, and it just kept going up. Always wanted jets.
Well, you got one.
Got one.
And how hard is it to fire up this jet engine?
Prime it all up. It starts on gas and then runs on diesel.
So what kind of stuff do you do with this?
Usually, like, we'll get booked into a monster truck show. We'll go burn up a car or whatever they put behind us.
The jet engine isn't in this for speed. This is in this to put on just a show.
Yep, this is a car burner. It's a hoot. You'll like it.
Oh, I can't wait, man. I think we should fire this up. Go. Raging Inferno. We're going to fire it up.
I'll try to get it to idle about 45%, then we'll hit the burner.
Do it.
We're doing it? All right. God hates a coward.
Here we go.
We got her. She's going to light.
Whoa! Whoa! Man! Oh my God! God dang it!
Yeah, it was fun.
That is goosebumps, baby! You can't imagine what it's like being in that thing when he gets that jet ready to, oh man, I don't even have words for it. Holy smokes, Travis. Unfreaking believable.
What do you think?
Dude, I'm still shaking. That was amazing. Now don't let the what ifs get you. That was so cool. Like I said, on Rides every once in a while, or at least we try each and every episode to give you something that is unique and is just outrageous. And Raging Inferno fits that bill 100%. And this man right here, he's got a set on him. Wow, Travis, thank you so much for sharing this and being on a ride.
What is the answer?
Brian wants to know if you've ever tried to take the fire truck down a drag strip.
So I have not. It was built as a car burner, but I have lots of friends who do high-speed runs. They'll do air shows, drag racing. I've had a couple people bump me a little bit and ask if I was interested in jet dragsters. And if the right opportunity presents itself, I would strap one on. There was a friend of mine who lost his life in Michigan probably a few years ago. He blew a tire at probably 300 miles an hour his history.
All right.
It's Chris Darnell. He drove Shockwave, if you've ever heard of it. Yeah, disintegrated.
Well, that was a pretty cool interview, though.
That was.
See you, John Wayne.
Fun to do. We had to do a lot of editing.
I'm sure. So, I would imagine that you get paid to go to shows like that because you got to pay for your jet fuel, right?
Yep, we get booked in. The most expensive part, as long as you don't hot start the jet, is getting it somewhere. Because you have to move it with a semi.
Huh. My mom's asking a question. Did you take the salvage yard out of business?
I wish. I don't. They usually provide the cars to burn. So I'm not really sure where they get them from, but I know it's a hoot when you're sitting in the truck. Usually the first or second time you hit the afterburner and you can see in the mirror, you can see the hood fly open on the car and you know you're going to just torch it.
Hey, Travis, hang on 1 second. I'm going to close you out for 1 second because your audio is really kind of tin canny. Okay, try talking now.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, why is it like that? Yeah, we can hear you, but it's real echoey.
I wonder if I could turn my volume down.
No, I don't think so.
Does that help you?
Nope.
No.
It's strange sounding.
Gremlins, the story of my life. Weird.
Yeah. So we've got Walter in here now from Down Under. Let's see, anybody else new come in? My mom and dad are in here. Nope. Couple people watching off the TV.
Bonnie's here.
Yep. Oh, Bonnie's in here now. Was it Joe is in here now? Hi, Joe. He says he's heading to Northern Michigan Friday and maybe see some of us. You'll see Paramom, that's for sure. Make sure you go say hi to her. We won't be there this year, though. Once you get up in the sky there, Joe, look both ways and you've got beautiful blue crystal clear water, like Caribbean colored water. It's just amazing.
Oh, Bill H says his LZ just got hit by a tornado.
Tonight or yesterday?
Just now.
Oh my gosh.
They're having bad weather over by him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he's down in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Dang. Wow. So you got people from all over, Travis, watching. You got Walter in Australia. Kramer's from Texas. Paramom is from Northern Michigan. Bill H. in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Brian and Bonnie are in Michigan. My mom and dad are in Wisconsin, as I am. Nightbot is just all over the place. John Wayne is all over the place, but I think he's Georgia?
Alabama and Tennessee, I think. He's got 2 spots.
He's got a couple houses, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joe, I don't know where you're from. And looks like about it so far. So anybody got any questions for Travis at all? So thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. And I thought, Bill H. Shreveport.
Sure.
I'm going to check the news. So, Joe is from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's good to just have a little fun every now and then.
Yeah. See, and it's kind of cool because it's like if we ever go to Dakota passing through, we might, one of us might, look you up and see if they can find you or whatever. It's just kind of neat. Like if we're going through Indiana, I would say, hey, Joe, how far out are you from where we're at or something like that. It's just kind of neat to make new friends.
I like that too.
Yeah.
People from around the world.
Yep. So if anybody wants to ask or meet Travis, afterwards, I will put an invite on here. I know it's so nice out for everybody, well, except for where Bill H is.
Yeah, it's getting started.
We had that last night, Bill H, so.
I guess that's heading my way.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
How far out?
He's about 5 hours from me.
Okay. Oh, and Paramom says she'll be wearing her cowboy hat for the fly-in. So.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, you guys have fun.
Yeah. Tell everybody I say hi, Linda and Joe. And Joe, if you do go, make sure you go to, if you're going to camp, make sure you go to the people that are putting on the fly-in, Tim and Tracy Bays. They're planning on doing a cookout. Make sure you take them up on that and go. You have to see their house. Amazing. So, and they're on across the road on the lakeside. I don't know what lake that's called, but Bonnie and I were walking around in the lake and it was cold, but people were even swimming in it. So, but there's a pool and a hot tub up by the house. So anyway, Travis, thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's fun to visit with new friends.
Yeah. Keep in touch, and we will be back in 2 weeks, and Deweese will be up here hopefully by then.
Yeah.
So, yep, Paramom, she'll be hanging with Keith and Kat. Yep, they got a hold of me and asked for some places to go, and I told her about the place where you tried frog legs, Linda. So make sure you take them there. Yep, she tried frog legs, and her son tricked her. So, Travis, stick around for a second, and if anybody wants to join, just check the link, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Fly safe, everybody. Keep flying safe, please. Goodbye.
We make new friends. We fly with new friends, flying up high in the sky. With a paramotor back, soaring an airplane high above the clouds. Paragliding off a mountain, oh wings sweet, flying like a flying squirrel, so beautiful and graceful, jumping out of airplanes. Yes, we are all crazy, but we can smile 'cause we are all friends. We make new friends. We fly with new friends, flying up high in the sky. With a paramotor